Reactive training systems.
So lately we've been putting a lot more emphasis and features on the RTS applications, the RTS web apps, the training log and things like that. One question that I get frequently are people that are concerned that their estimated 1RM in the training log seems to be inaccurate in some way. And they want to know, first of all, is it? And second of all, what should they do about it? The default settings in the training log are set to default settings. They're set to the average person. Okay, so the further away you are from being the average person, the less accurate some of these things are going to be for you. However, there's a really neat and easy way to update these settings so that it can be more accurate for you. So if you note that your estimated 1RM doesn't seem to be quite as precise as you'd like it to be, then the first thing that you need to do is ask yourself if you're rating your RPEs correctly. Because if you're not rating your RPEs correctly, then that's going to throw off these calculations. Either way, you can correct for a lot of these things by implementing a custom RPE chart. And we have an article, it's a bit of an older article that I wrote about how to create a custom RPE chart. And if you're interested in doing that, I would suggest checking out the article. Even though it's a bit older, the concept still applies. Basically, what you'll do is this. You'll go back through your training log to a date where you feel like you have a fairly accurate estimation of your 1RM. Now that could be a 1RM test. It could be a moderately heavy single, in which case you feel like you can honestly extrapolate what the estimated 1RM should be. It could be any number of things, but you want to get as accurate as you can a 1RM number, okay? And then from there, you're going to go say minus 3 weeks in training and plus 3 weeks in training, and examine your training that you've done and compare that to this accurate 1RM. The assumption is that minus 3 weeks and plus 3 weeks, you're not gaining a super huge amount on your 1RM in that amount of time. So that accurate 1RM that you took, that's valid. So plus minus 3 weeks, that's going to be pretty valid. So that gives you a window of time that you can examine your training and compare it to a fairly accurate 1RM. Now what that's going to allow you to do is say that you did a triple at a 9 RPE with 200 kilos. You'll be able to take that 200 kilos and compare it to your 1RM and say, hey, this was 89% or however much it turns out to be. And then you'll write that down. Okay, so you're sampling your training, you're taking data points from your training, and you're trying to figure out what's normal for you. So you may have a triple at a 9 RPE, and one time that's 89%, another time it's 90%, another time it's 87%. So you start to paint a picture about what's normal for you, and then you gradually build that up. So not just triples, but you're looking at 5s and 7s and 10s if you've got them. Like whatever you've got, it needs to be for that specific exercise. So if you're talking about squatting with a belt, then you're measuring squatting with a belt, and you're not measuring squatting without a belt or pause squats or anything else. So you build up this sample, and when you've looked at, you fill in an empty RPE chart with your sample data, and you basically logically fill out the holes. You know that a single at a 10 RPE is by definition 100%. So if you know that your triple at a 10 RPE is 92%, then you know that a double at a 10 RPE can be the midpoint between those two. And you'll kind of use that same sort of reasoning throughout the rest of your chart. And once you've filled out that 10 RPE row, the rest of the chart follows from there. The online version actually only asks you to fill out that top row, and we can fill out the rest. So that's the general process that you should use for customizing your RPE chart. And from that, you'll get much more accurate estimated 1RMs, and that's going to give you a number of benefits. One, it's going to give you a much more realistic picture of what your strength capability is at any given moment. And that's nice to have. It also is going to give you a much better idea of your progress. So if you've got an accurate estimated 1RM that's accurate at all different rep ranges, then you're going to get a better idea of if you're getting stronger or not, regardless of the rep range that you're training, because it's all equated back to a single at a 10 RPE, a max effort single. So that gives you some advantages. It helps you in terms of planning. It's just a useful thing to have, and it's a capability that's there. It's built right into the RTS web apps, and those again are free to use for anybody. If you don't have to train with an RTS style. You don't have to do anything. You just log on to the Reactive Training Systems website. You click on apps, and you're there. So if this is something that you want to take advantage of, I highly encourage you to do so, and hopefully you get some more accurate estimated 1RMs out of it. Thanks for watching.
Reactive Training Systems.